That's for six again. Can you guess what that one is?
Let me talk to you.
Shrek. Guess what that one is? I know what it is. It's a portable coat hanger. No, that's the carrier. Christopher told her it's a portable coat hanger. I know what it is. What is that? Add some gel. Yeah. What is that? I'm ready. Can I take it? Now you have a minute. Open it. Yes, you can. Can I go? Yes, Kevin. Kevin's going. He wants to see what I gave him. Jeopardy. I did. Jeopardy. Oh, shoot. He was snooping around there and found out Stacy had his name. Travel Junior.
She did. Who's that from, guys?
From me.
Thank you, right?
Thank you.
I thought she would, but I'd make sure.
After each one. Yeah, she did.
Like it?
Now I've had a couple of kitty ones.
Wow. I like the way that
Every
looks.
time.
Make sure who it is.
Oh. I'll play off in another world. Kevin, who's that from?
It's from Stacy. This is from Ken, Kitty, Uncle Eddie, and Uncle Eddie. Uncle Eddie. Uncle Eddie. He said Uncle Eddie. He used to say Uncle Eddie. Right here. I like it. I take this. You ready? I should be good. Now, let me. Thank you.
I like that cat.
Move it now. Stupid thing.
And I said,
Kevin, bring it here. Thanks for siren.
that's pretty. I like that.
See that?
I'm trying to what we did. I got the same one as this. This should be move it now. I'm gonna have to read this part out from there. Turn the lights on. I know that's mine.
Wow.
20 and 10. Lights on.
And that's how I did together.
Lights on. No.
It says,
Stop.
Three of them?
Stop up. Oh, weren't they? What did you get? Three. What is it? Oh, I see one. Sit down. Sit down. This is from. I had that. Never know, Chad had a clothes box over the whole cabin. Kevin, right? Kevin, where's that from?
hey, Liz.
This is from Melissa moving that.
Oh,
I'm ready. Moving that. Melissa, Tom. You guys are terrible at it. He's done. I don't see you. Let me see it now.
Oh, look at that. Dockers.
Turn the
Wow. Christopher has dockers. Kevin. Oh, that's a good idea.
Low horn.
Together, come out.
Low horn. Low horn. I feel like Thank you. Huh? Thank you.
You're welcome.
Lisa. Oh, the horn. Come on. right here.
All right. Thank you.
Put the water on.
Kevin, who's this one from?
Mom, you going to Amanda and Brad.
Okay. Save your little tag, or do you want me to take it on?
Oh, you can put this
Oh my. Boy, I'll tell you, Craig, he loves those.
Who is it? Who's on it, Kevin?
Georgie loves dog and ones like that.
Georgetown? No.
Wildcat.
Villanova.
Oh, Wildcats. All right.
All right.
What do you like to do?
Anything to do with football teams and hockey, anything like that.
Let's go, let's go.
Chris?
Where is the anyway?
Yeah, then you want me to buy the paper and I'll take the tag off of it, honey. Tag.
Oh, look, it goes up in there.
Yeah, watch your hands. I don't want you to step on it.
Turn this.
Okay, give it the mother's tag off. Very nice. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Amanda. Love bracelet.
What do you think it is? You should know what that is.
Light on.
You ain't even
Told ya. Told ya.
Oh my God.
Kevin the Barbie.
Come here, boy. Let me get your picture. Hold it.
Is that from Papa? It's a Kevin doll. Oh, I gotta put this away.
No way, you're not making me get a picture with that. Kevin is his boyfriend is different. Oh, he's boyfriend.
Oh, I gotta get that.
Kim, say one. His cool boyfriend is different.
Oh, that's that one.
It better be good.
Kevin, you'll like this one. I know you will.
It's a huge. Oh, eagle scoop.
Oh,
Daddy wants that.
oh, he knows.
Eagles are winners like that. Who's it from? The eagle
You're welcome.
I'll tell you, Jimmy is in his sports because he's got one that loves sports just as much as me. This one will go to bed at night. It's like, Dad, tell me more and who wins. And he gets the first thing. Who wins?
now? This is what it is.
He'll stay up to the last minute and say, I'm going to bed now, but you got to tell me who wins. You got to tell me Philadelphia wins last Saturday night. We had tickets to see lacrosse.
Kevin, open your big.
Chad. Kevin. No. You got to guess what that is. What do you think?
I know what it is. I have a guess. Mom. I think I know it. Mom.
I don't know.
That's what I think it is. Yo, I told you. I knew it. Thank you. I knew it. Let's go. It's playing. Deal.
What do you say, Kevin? Okay, Court.
Okay, Court.
Just what I wanted, Mama.
Huh?
Just what I wanted.
Who's the Kevin dog?
The Kevin doll? No, this. Let's right away. Back here. Let's open it.
Chris.
Huh? Kevin.
Wynne's Court.
There are any big parts. Thank you, Mama.
What is it?
Oh, Michael Joel.
You told you it was safe. Oh, look how big that pumpkin is.
Well, I'm after Courtney.
Hey, Mom, look how big that thing is.
If I did ours for the night, I'm gonna be my bedtime for you.
Chris, look at the pup. Look at the pup. Look at the pup.
What, Laura?
Look at the pup.
I thought we did.
Look at the pup.
Birthday.
What the?
Christopher, honey, I think it needs batteries.
Did you see how big that pup was? Look how big that pup is, Mom.
Oh my gosh, I didn't think they were
How
that
big
big.
that thing is.
It goes on a cushion of air.
What is this?
Like they play it on indoor park.
Barbie doll named Stacy. Let me see.
I'll bet you Stacy will get the one named Courtney.
Did you get one? No, and it's not spelled right, so she can't give it to me anyway.
It's Stacy.
Here's the sticks. God,
What'd you get, Courtney? Courtney doll?
Yeah, it's a Stacy doll.
Stacy.
But it's not spelled like it says G-A-C-E.
Yes, I got okay. Courtney. I knew it. Courtney doll.
Did you know it was a Courtney doll? There's a Courtney and a Kevin. I said, Mom,
Told ya.
Oh, you can play dolls together now.
Yeah. You can play dolls together.
No way, not me. Gabby, can Mommy have your doll? Yeah.
It could have been worse, Kevin. They could have been black.
yeah, Mom and Dad said,
Oh, she got the Kevin doll now.
She got a Kevin too, huh?
Thank you, Mom.
Kevin, Courtney, and Stacy.
Thanks, Papa.
You're welcome.
Papa for my pet.
Your earring, Papa? Your earring?
That's the thing for a talk about. Good job, Dad.
I think she's a puppy.
Are they hungry? No.
Uh-oh. Watch it. He's eating.
John Francis.
John Francis?
I didn't know they were. Oh, wow. Caddy, I know.
Where's the pup?
Nice.
Chris, I don't think it's very easy to lose a pup.
Not now.
Mom has
Pretty,
it.
Courtney.
Oh, look at the little goal. You got 1 or 2 goals.
Two.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Two.
Okay.
They can play down here.
Let's play. Give me batteries.
Honey, you need batteries.
Is that rubber cushion, though?
Here.
You got rubber on it, Chris?
That was one of the first things
Yeah, I think it's good for
Katie's
it.
first in
Feel
here.
like a parkour.
Go, Katie. I should give it back. Go, Katie.
Okay.
Put it on air.
That's a big baby.
All right. Mom, do it now. I got a puppy and a kitty. Hey, this is not her. Oh. That's the next one. Just like the doggy. Okay, Kevin. Oh, you gotta unscrew that. Hey, Corey.
All right, Katie's
I have to know. You have to unscrew that. Let me see the thing. Don't touch. I want to see the Where's that kitty? Huh? Yeah. I want to see it. Thank you. I didn't know how to open it yet. Yes, I had to do it with her because this is the same thing. So that I would know what it was. Chris gave me girlfriend that too. Yeah, Christina. Christina.
Yeah, that's not
It's so funny. She's Good mom.
This is Aaron.
What?
Chris.
I just like it.
Mama,
Lisa. Look. Lisa.
Chris. Great.
I'm trying to take tags off.
These guys. Thank you, Debbie. What?
Did you pick it?
Yeah.
Craig, Ray, and Amanda.
Look. Chris picked it for us. Yes, you can. No. Mom wanted extra one.
You only want to give one?
And my butt.
She said that's hot.
Oh, look. Isn't that cute?
Oh, I like that.
Oh, you're
Stretchy
that's
pants.
your stretchy pants.
Who's opening? Okay. It's Courtney. Hi, man. Let me see the Courtney. I got Kitty. I've asked the cat one too. The cat one too.
What, this thing?
I'm
Both of them. Stacy look like you?
yeah.
Well,
No, I don't think so. That does not look like me.
you were really cute.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Cat. I got face on one.
Yeah. You got that one too?
Right there.
Must be his job.
Oh, the door.
And have blonde hair. Do you have blonde hair? No, you have red hair. Well, strawberry girl, but you used to have blonde hair.
Watch out, Chad.
Move it now. Press the button. Show us. Lights on.
Do you like electrocuted?
Lights on.
I need to use this. I think that.
You just
And I saw it myself.
Over here, honey.
Kevin, get up.
Lights on.
Hey, Kevin, get up. All right, I'll get Kevin. No, I don't have something. Let's go. It's your shirt thing.
The shirt has much.
I don't know. And I got Courtney. Oh, I like that. It's a crop top.
No, it's not.
Well, sort of.
Probably faster than the
If you
band.
like redone something. Yeah. I couldn't wear that to school. Why not? Because we're not allowed to wear crop tops. Pull it right out. Papa Poo. Who gave me this? Mom, Papa. I didn't say who. I love you, Papa, forever. I should have done
Lights off.
Yup, and the dog too. See, just look at them outside. They had them. They're books.
Lights on.
Look, Chris. Touch in the back. Moby Dick, 3 Months of Fear, Huckleberry Finn, Robin Hood, The Stanley Robinson, Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, Journey to the Center of the Earth.
I like that. Thank you. Yummy. What is it? What is that thing you look like? $30.
Hey, boy. We got enough talk.
70.
You got you.
Yeah, you need dog. I put it down exactly now. Who's your own 20? The winner of that $100. You what? $100.
What, to the horn?
How many dollars you have? Huh? How many?
What do you say for the horn?
$30. Thank you, Mom. I guess at 8. Uh-oh. What did Robbie give me? Someone. I'm going to go to Robbie's sitting there trying to laugh. Where?
Lights on.
I got Kevin. It smells pretty good in my house. Who's this from? Robbie.
Better watch it.
Uh-oh, what's in there?
What are you talking about?
Is this the gag one, Rob? See why she's so long. What is it, Chris? The way he loves to draw. Oh, when he does projects and stuff, his drawing is unbelievable.
Watch out!
Yeah, that's right. Someone might be inside that box.
Christopher.
We say that.
Look, we've got
Thank you, Robbie. I know. Thank you, Robbie.
I don't know if you heard.
I told you the same thing, but you still be out. What's that? I told you. You got it like Courtney. What's that? Prince of the Mohicans.
I was alright.
Prince of the...
They're plastic hardback books. This was made with Mary Finn. My parents. Jimmy. Dr.
What are all the commands?
Forward. And the girl that goes with the dog wheel.
Go forward.
That's not one. I don't know.
Let's move it now.
Let's move it now.
Start changing.
Blow your horn.
And lights on and blow the horn.
Blow the horn. It's my card. Did it have
I got tape.
Oh. Okay, let's see how to
I guess
I wrapped it. We had two types of coasters.
Yeah.
Mine doesn't.
get a lot of use out of cookies, a lot of projects and stuff.
Thank you.
That's pretty.
When I was here in Con Drum, I said,
Thank you. No, now I got 4. What's that?
Kevin, what are you doing?
Get my arm, Kevin, Marby out.
Man, what's the smell of you?
Dad,
No, I'm outside playing soccer.
how many puppies were inside the mommy puppy? Or the 3?
Who's after?
Oh, wow, Redskin. All right.
Redskins, look. Redskins, look.
Yeah, he's an Eagles fan all the way.
They did, but the Eagles beat them.
They did the other week.
There you go. Here's your head towel, baby.
Oh, the Eagles are going to get shot down.
I don't think so. It's like, I don't care. I don't like the Eagles anyway. Thank you. Ray. I'm getting shoes. Oh, look. His little dress with glitter.
Wine dress. This is his absolute favorite kind of shoe.
Who's?
Yeah, 49ers. Oh, gosh, you don't care. 49ers. I got this here. Kevin.
3.
Look where Brian's got.
Hey, I had the uniform on.
He's got the whole football outfit for 49ers.
And the football. Who's Tom?
He's got John's 49ers.
Hey, where's the little
Alright, back up. I'm gonna blow your horn. Keep saying blow your horn.
But it's not blowing its horn. Hey, Mom, here's one. No, Kevin. Here's the one. I'll get mine out. Thank you. Thank you. What's that? Why not? Thank you, Mom, Papa. Hi, John. Kim can't wait. And here she goes. She's ready. Chris, did you see your sweat? Are you ready? Sweating you? Thank you, Mama and Papa. Next.
Okay.
I'm next. And then I'm next after her. Oh. No, Stacy goes before you do. From Mama, Papa, and Mama and Papa, but I can get a TV. We're still coming to TV. I know. What else are we looking for? I want to get my roller skates. I want to get roller skates. What do we do? I'm moving now. Are you serious?
You got that truck key already.
I had to skip for no quick. Oh, wait, what? Let's see. Blow the horn.
Don't everybody run out.
Mama, tell me if he's lying. I think he is. Wait, one more second.
Who's that from?
It's snowing.
Who's it from, Sam?
It's snowing. Lights on. And Debbie, lights on. It's snowing. Let's do it now. So, if nobody watches me, just play it.
I'm watching. Yeah, go ahead, I'm watching.
Read this. One horn. One horn. One horn.
Hey, Kim, Stacy picked those out. She's got one match.
Yeah, she showed me.
You have to open it, Dave.
Okay.
No, I don't want her shoes off.
Ooh, thank you, Brian. I'm leaving some.
You have my bikini underwear?
What are you doing?
Eddie, I saw that. Ed, be careful, it's breakable.
I like the ball.
Don't shake it, it's breakable. Yeah, breakable one. It's a breakable to break your stomach.
I like that too. Give me the yellow thing. Thank you, Brian. Give me the yellow thing.
That's why you want me to check your ring size.
Here you go. You checked my ring size?
Remember when Mommy asked to try her ring size?
She did too.
Still like that kind of stuff?
This is from Tom, Lisa, and Alyssa.
No one.
Morning. It's Helen. I know. I went outside. Too. I'm glad.
You better take your boots to that.
Oh, thank you.
Yep, we can go out tomorrow. We'll hook up the sled to the lawnmower and ride around. Hear that, Mom? She said you said she can go out and play in the snow. Go big snow. I hit that one this way. Here, Courtney, can you hear them?
Mom probably doesn't work if you start the baby.
Thank you, Mama. I don't know why.
Big button phone.
Who's that from, Stacey?
It's from Mama. She gave it to me, so.
I'll be right back.
It's Billy Ray Cyrus. It's Christmas something. Oh, well, it's the Chipmunk Country Christmas. Mommy, hey Mom, the Chipmunk is knowing and sneaky.
Oh, see, Mom said she's going to try to find it. Have you guys heard that Achy Breaky Heart by the Chipmunk?
It's Achy Breaky Heart by the Chipmunk. I heard it before.
Brittany fainted.
Who's from you guys?
Billy Ray Cyrus, and she fainted.
Okay. I'm opening your gift. I'm opening the gift you Hey, Courtney! Trying to get this on the door. Thank you. Thank you, Aunt Charlene, our buddy, Kim. She wanted for their like you.
You can really hear them good when it gets quiet.
Oh, you can hear the whole house at this party.
Oh, yeah.
There's noise this way, check here.
Okay, here.
What'd you get, Dave?
I got a shirt, a pretty pink shirt. It matches the from Kim and Katie. It matches the navy leggings. You did this one. I told my mom that. She's like Lisa and Tom. That was on my match.
Oh, you got a match again?
Give me the song. Start rock and roll.
Oh my God, I thought maybe like.
It's not a book bag this time. Isn't that what they said that one year?
Oh.
No, why did
know, we put them down here, or the campground, and so you split them up, and they got the names on
Did you get your Christmas sweater?
Who's this from?
her in there. Or you gonna play with
From
her?
my house. Thank you, Mama. What's this?
Forget we have a stretch band probably down here.
What's this?
Robbie, what's your name?
Look, this is like a little cake. And one was like that. You wanna see it? Maybe this is like a little can. Kim. Now this one's from a parent. No. Why? Yay. Right here. Oh, do you want to play I like his preferences, so where's the dog, Kevin?
Here he is. Is there a room off?
Where's the dog? Oh, I like that. Thank you, Uncle Craig. And Ray. Show it to the camera. Come here.
Mommy just used all about her today, Mama.
Let's see the camera.
Take them out of
I think he took them out of his truck and put them in something else.
Oh, let me Okay, who's next?
Wait a second.
Oh, I'm sorry. Where'd you put it? Who's this? Yeah, this one. Lisa. Yeah.
Here, Mommy. Keep on my sunset for my dog. Thank you, Mama and Papa. I don't want my dog. I want my dog. Oh, what? I'm going to keep my dog. There you go. Look at the puppy. Look at the puppy. Look at the puppy. Against that yellow thing. There he is. Can you see my ring?
They should work the other way, huh?
Now we've got a guy in the middle there. Mama's on cross. Get comfy. I said we got to go to the middle. Where's that from?
Turn the camera on.
They have a name on it. It's food.
Who's Brian's shirt from?
That's from Courtney's dad.
Oh.
Thank you.
Pretty.
Thank you, Mama.
So like his earrings?
And Papa. Where's
You gotta
Papa?
find him. Thanks, Papa.
Alright.
Take us all out to lunch.
What is it, $1 million?
Nah.
Half a million.
Yeah. He's in there someplace.
Oh, Robbie.
Yeah, you gotta fix under the track. Not just
What's his name?
Oh, what's it got on? Deer?
Dear.
Oh, pretty. That's your name, Robbie.
Jimmy. Thanks, Jimmy.
You couldn't remember which one had which?
I told
We all had a problem this year.
I know, we had Crystal and John Francis, and I said, Dad, I can't remember which one the boys had which. But he's Crystal.
You know, Craig, look. You know where the kitchen, have a refrigerator next. You know where that
Thank you, Mama.
Chris, that's your, you got around it. Okay.
Yeah, I'm sure you're really telling me not to.
You gotta turn the camera in.
I would, yeah.
What is this, special clip?
Oh, my home.
It's the last time we'll see it.
That was they want to come back down here?
She's on your
Oh,
board.
that's it. Yeah, you're
Who had you now? Craig got you. And you had Craig. I thought Ed had me. You couldn't tell me.
Is that
Happy birthday, Jim.
Oh, thank you.
Been a pet?
Sorry, yeah. Yep.
So you're the one that needed to know what to excite you.
No,
It's funny because when they came for Chris's birthday, Craig said, "You know what size Lisa would wear?" And I said, "Oh, you got her."
Oh, yeah.
Oh, they're mean.
Who would wear them New Year's Eve?
I'm babysitting New Year's Eve.
You are? Hey, $5 an hour, why not? $5 a head. Per hour.
Thank you.
What's up right there? You got him.
I will, because I have right there next to my kid. Little girl.
Don't bet, let me know.
Okay, I will.
That's Jimmy's bag. That's Craig.
Spandex, Lisa. We go,
Or held Tom.
Say don't.
Yeah, we go by age. This is how we find out everybody's age.
You had
28.
I ain't saying. I'm just their rating. Oh, thank you.
So now we have 2 more to put
Thank you, Debbie. Thank you,
this
Debbie.
time.
You're welcome.
That's
That would
good
be
snow.
Dave.
Give her some.
What is this?
So ready?
You're welcome. Oh, wait a minute, Craig. Wait a minute. He's got to whip the camera around here. James. Cameraman has to move.
It smells good.
Thank you, Mom.
Oh, we got big screen tray.
Not as bland as it.
Yeah, it is a bit
Right there.
My God.
What's the matter? So you don't
Well,
mess
I put all the
up?
stuff in the boxes and then I wrapped it all, so I had all the boxes.
Is that how you do it? Set them one at a time?
Yeah, she had all this in her box. Where's the name of the box? You go back and wrap.
Who's this from?
Oh, I was with you when you got them. I thought they were for Tom. They're for your secret person.
Yeah,
Very nice.
Thank you, lady.
We didn't, no, none of us knew. Did you tell Jimmy? Did Jimmy know who each other was?
Yeah, because I'm just picking up those shirts.
How did you get him a 6P?
You wear small.
I'm like, they must think you're a big dude.
Do you wear small? That's what he wears.
But Jimmy was 15 now. I thought you were trying to get him.
No,
they're
they're just
small.
sure did. They're dogs. Aren't they dogs?
Anything small.
He's in there like a 15.
Okay.
I'm in there.
No, you're kidding.
You're almost dead ass.
You're running behind your dad.
Debbie's next.
Mom, where's my pin for it? We're gonna have one of these. Mom, where's my pin for Mommy.
As old as you feel.
Where's my pin?
I think it's over there in one of the boxes. Now wait a minute. Debbie from Question.
Wait a minute. Somebody else here is older or younger.
Oh, that's right, Dickie. I'm
Excuse
sorry.
me.
Sorry. My fault,
You can
Dickie.
open all you want to. I just wanted to clarify. Make that statement.
You come over here first.
I
That's right, we skipped one.
knew she wasn't older. I
She thought she was going to get by with it.
I honestly forgot.
Oh,
forgot.
really did. Come on, Randy.
Not.
Let you get away with it.
Darn, that's what
Try.
Dickie, you want me to film you on your camera?
Yes, you would be.
Figure it out.
Another one I did.
That's his birthday shirt.
This is from Jimmy. Oh, I guess. Cat. Thank you.
Vicky has 2 cats. One is beautiful white, huge white cat. You used to have a white spot, didn't you want to touch the head? Now it's all
Vicky.
white.
Is it Al?
I gotta figure out how it works first. Look for power.
Take himself out of the game because of fatigue. But Glenn Mason gave us a teenage full-block curfew next year.
Did you pick out all the stuff, Jimmy? Just like Randy does.
Have a little place you gotta go.
I can tell you, I don't want to do you now.
Thank you.
Now who had you, Jimmy?
Will be parked at the 36.5-yard line. Charlie Bowen made the tackle for Kansas.
I bet I know what this is. You want to open? Should we all open at the same time?
Yeah, there are licenses.
Now for the first down.
Who's it from?
Mom and Dad. We used to get them every year as a kid, and they still get them for us.
Quarter. Ray came into the game with
It's not your turn.
He said I would open it to stay.
That's like
Kim and Katie.
Yeah, Kim and Katie was so great. I'm going to kick them off about that. They didn't say
That's it, right? The heck with the old folks. Heck with the old folks. Sure want to go play with the toys.
Find out. We should do first,
What are you doing?
Thirsty.
Thirsty? Well, that's not liquid.
It'll melt in my mouth just like this. I'll share.
You didn't get any this year?
Thanks, Dad.
I didn't get one of the costumes, but I gave somebody else some hand. I gave somebody else hand lotion and lifesavers. I didn't give it. That's the big small put in mine. New toothbrush. Give me stocking list next year.
Lifesavers.
She didn't even get it.
This is from Darlene. I had a feeling I got flowers for my birthday.
I said I'm going to pick. I figured the thing was one of the guys.
Yeah, well, first I did, and then I thought,
Well, I was going to have them sent, and then I thought, call you, and I'm thinking, you know, when you order them and you don't know the floors and you don't know anything about them, no.
oh, I love Wakanda. Thank you.
And now, please leave the top car and a reminder.
I needed a nice way first. Thank you very much. Welcome. I know.
What's the one under? Oh, I was thinking this was it.
Mine, they're getting paid too. Then we'll have some dessert. There's ice cream and there's pie. Oh, okay.
So she's not getting into that. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
I think she just thought maybe you wanted to fill it up. No, that's it.
Hey,
We're
stop
gonna
it,
get
little folks.
Oh, yeah.
We got it to work.
Where's that from?
We got it to work.
You have my name.
We got it to work.
Mickey or Randy, right?
Let's go. Go. And no. Go, 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 go. I did. Why?
Why does it have to be?
Must be big. Why?
No, because Gunner had two.
No.
And here's my one.
Where'd you get from Gunner?
I'm older.
Oh, that's right.
What?
Get down.
Darlene, you're after me.
What'd you get from Gunner? I'm over this one. I defend this.
Randy. Randy.
Here we go.
Okay.
Here we go.
It's Randy.
Randy?
Are you ready? Oh, Randy, you ready?
He's not even down here.
Like he really went shopping.
No, you can't do that. For Randy. And I got a whole bracelet from him for my birthday.
I said you saw that, but I should think it's from the guy.
Well, I did it first, and then I thought, I don't know, I will tell you this.
Well, who was the other one from? Who was the other one? Darlene.
My white sweater. Yeah, my white sweater.
Oh, you're
And then who's that?
That's nice for my mom and dad. And then there's Jimmy.
That's Jimmy. That's our paper.
Oh, okay. This is their name on it. How do you know which one's which?
Well, I know which one this is.
She's trying to go
Hey, that's our paper. And I'm like,
Should have been stressed.
and I thought that was in school. When the captain school sold that paper, I'm like, I know nobody else got that paper.
Got it. $100 a month.
You get my block down.
Sorry. We just ordered, AFC ordered for Christmas. and I wanted custom-made tables for the dining room table. So they came out and measured, but I was a week late on that. We'll be here next week. Thank you, Mom and Dad. That was rough. I didn't realize. I'll let you eat. I didn't realize it was that. Well, you guys weren't here, but you were
I'm so young, they probably thought I was really little.
well, maybe that's right.
He's younger than you.
Well, if you can't speak up, that's your fault.
He wasn't here, I don't think, were you? I'm putting that butt together.
Thank you, Mom.
That's meant too, that goes towards the covers. They were $175.
Pretty expensive.
Yeah, it was the top of the line.
Hey, Debbie, you see the, prime time last night about warranties? What's that? Next to extended warranties, it's table about business. Your warranty when
One
you're
company
good.
just went out of business, 3 million.
3 million people had warranties with them.
Oh, yeah.
I'm ready to wait.
Tape it.
Well, it was good
You gotta tape it up.
We went through a lot of rules of shape.
Then we kind of had to do a brainstorm together and do some stuff. Kind of worked out good
Mini poles you had?
I found out that I asked you a question about it.
Okay, Jimmy Bailey. Huh?
Yo.
Come on, Jimmy.
Come on down.
Come on down. Since we skipped this, but he was after,
He was before Vicky. Vicky, I should have told him
he should have been after Tom.
Speak up.
He should have been after
After Tom.
Vicky, now you know.
Well, I wasn't even thinking of that.
She just wanted to
I
run
thought you said I was shooting you, that's all I was worried about.
This is from Debbie, thank you.
I tried to get you the sweatpants to go with it, and they never let me stop.
Call
Your
her
birthday.
boys, don't feel bad.
And I thought, you know, your birthday and one's for Christmas. I was
Like that, okay,
They never got back then.
Yeah, they will.
You got some of that cheap bake on
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Like,
Cheap baby.
Okay, that's
Michael, my brother, and then Texas. He's not going to be here, so.
Oh, yeah. It's the cute house, it's not in the spot, yeah. Me and about 3 years are going to be more big.
Jimmy, is ours still on hot? We'll get ready.
Yeah, right there.
Get ready. You can't help it.
I don't think the
I thought Jimmy was next. What'd you get?
It's up there. A sweater and a shirt.
Oh, yeah.
that how you doing in the middle?
Well, I tell you, I have, there's candy, there's ice cream, there's pie, and
You might be going up to us.
yeah, you may.
Oh, those guys. Nothing.
4 yards this afternoon.
Huh?
Who's next?
Now we're starting with the grandparents.
Randy?
Randy did it.
We're really getting up there now.
Yeah, right. Yeah, been doing it.
I feel like, yeah, that's a lot of
You're free electric cars.
Don't you remember me?
You watch, so all they do was.
Yeah, remember you called me up and asked me?
What size?
You called me up and asked me, and then
Did you get one, Eddie? You have one?
I just one point.
I had Lisa, she had
We
me.
have a taste card, but we don't have
Okay.
that.
There's one point.
Send the registration card, the card right in front. Send it
We
in.
have that.
There's one point. But if you ever get the next point.
And when is yours?
And you can be out the way to school. And you.
Just make sure you, send that card in the back of it. The card's right there.
See, we don't have to do that on the paper card.
And then we'll register on the back of the
That was
There's a lot of.
Come on, hit it.
December 1st.
Hit it. Hit it, Jack. Nope. I played tag.
Yeah.
Hey!
Start using it right away.
We started selling like a fundraiser.
Played tag.
And we sold
Gosh.
the month of December.
You're ready. Ready?
Which I thought was really dry. They have a little trip bag. Put back for the
Wrong way, Jack.
I would have, but I didn't have time. They did them at the center, and I bought it at the bazaar. I have to say
Are you? Didn't make it. Didn't make it because it fell. Here's the bag, baby. You better hang over there by the right? Yeah, and there should be another bag. That's my bag. That's my bag. Here.
oh, my Since you're an executive now.
That's right.
Yeah, right. What'd you get? Hi. So,
Oh, you're taking it.
You're really? Oh.
I hate your mom and dad next.
Hey, Mom and Dad, you're American. Yeah, you're American.
Done.
You have to get her though, what she gave you.
How you know that?
From the grandkids?
No, that's from us. That's from us.
Oh, from my kids. Okay. Thank you.
It was kind of hard to get everybody's name on those little tags.
I know, I didn't even sign anything, I was supposed to all the kids.
Well, I started putting D and J, D and R.
I got to put something down, sorry about it. These tags for me.
Call your travel consultant or Dollar at 1-800-800-4000.
Well, I think you did put these, didn't you?
from Vicky and Debbie.
Remember when we went yard sailing?
Went to the yard sale?
Yeah, at the beach.
Oh my goodness. Like the children in the shoe, the old woman in the shoe.
We saw that. We said we're going to get that for Mom and Dad.
This is what it is right here, right? One little post.
What's that?
Post
Is that the post office?
Yeah, it lights
Yeah,
up.
it lights up. Isn't that's different than the one last year? And
It looks different on the
Looks
phone.
different.
I thought it was.
Does that pull? Did you see Jimmy's face?
They're just boxed around. They're cold, that's all.
We were one time.
Debbie picked that out.
We went this yard sale, and this lady had all of those Hallmarks. She had a whole bunch of them. And we were thinking I was splitting them up.
I wonder what year it is.
It might say on it, Mom. I don't know.
Is it on the back of it?
I mean, we saw that one. We got to get that one, Mom. Yeah,
Is it on the ornament itself?
it might say. You should have been also
1985. 1985.
We thought it was
Oh, that's neat, thank you. Mailman. Mail lady too, one of her too.
Now, person?
Well, first, yeah, I believe.
Pop for 40 cents.
It's down below, but it's nice. Well, it's right here. And we're all finished, you guys.
We won't be long, honey.
I'm ready.
An empty box.
Hey, girl.
After a while.
Nothing in your box, Mom? I'm playing against Corny, but I was in practice. Playing against Corny, but I'm practice hard. Aren't they good?
I must have been the one from Courtney said.
That's what it said. Courtney said.
Yep,
That reminds me.
Yours is up in my basket. I'm going to be doing baskets, sure.
We weren't sure whether you needed a wallet or you still had some from when we were kids and always gave you a wallet.
That mine pretty well.
You see the wallet, Mom, on the front of that? You know what I mean?
Which one?
With the mouth band.
I forgot.
From Jimmy and Debbie and Stacy, Christopher and Steph. Thank you.
Okay.
Hey, Mom, it's on.
Did Stacy do this?
Yeah, they made
I'm
them.
playing against Courtney.
They made them extra sound.
Did that?
Say we're pretty.
I thought Jenny first had that piece.
That's different.
I'm playing Courtney.
Yeah, that's different.
All right, Courtney, let's get. Here.
Not until we're done.
You can't put it in your room?
No, not until we're
We're gonna hurry.
No, I said yours now. We're opening the house.
This is from all the kids.
Can we go back over there next?
No, not from anybody.
My son.
Difference from all of you that
Like, on.
all of you.
Yeah. I know, I didn't know what to do. That's from all the kids.
Yeah.
That's a cheap Avon
Cheap
stuff.
Avon stuff, yeah.
You told me you got something.
I'm perfect, yeah.
I'm sorry, my son always used some.
Dad, the other night when we went shopping, I thought, oh no, I was putting in Leggings where it's going to
All the rest, sure.
Come on, all your friends.
Blow the horn. Blow the horn. Blow the horn.
Next year, Jack, we're gonna start with the oldest.
Blow horn.
Next year, we start with the oldest.
Blow the horn.
I thought that was Debbie Sarah's going to do.
Lights on.
What is his name?
No one knows. Lights on. Lights on.
Oh, now it matches your mom and dad.
Grandpa, now.
Grandpa's favorite thing when I was your age. Best at listening or pretending to. Favorite food, anything Grandma cooked. Favorite hobby, fixing what is broken. And you're known for what? Telling the same story over and over.
That's old age, I guess.
was Grandma.
I don't know, what's Grandma's down her? Favorite thing, the one that always makes you feel good. Best at never forgetting a birthday. Favorite food, anything made from scratch. Favorite hobby, telling bedtime stories. Known for the most perfect cup.
For the most perfect one.
No, we can't. My mom even said, Mom, we need a plan to go to that right.
We're almost done, honey.
Well, that's this one. Look at that look.
Oh, now Papa the little things for hummingbirds and the little hummingbirds around the house. The nectar for it.
What's your number?
So she's she's the
I'm gonna ask Courtney.
hummingbirds.
Hey guys, I got Christopher saying one side of the other person.
I know.
You're welcome.
I'll show you. What do you think?
Mom, how about get a little bit closer to that? I can't see I know it's be careful with those last two.
Throwing up. We must have one. Courtney. Throwing up.
Never guessed anyone.
Well, no, it ain't cool.
Like?
Not a spoiler.
Well, you got a little pet.
What do you get? No, I don't know.
Can you guess?
Do you guess what's in here? I bet. What do you think?
I don't know. We'll find out, buddy.
They stop.
You make it stop. You say stop. It's going to stop.
You guys say and do whatever you want.
What's in there?
Oh, yes.
Picture!
It's not on very high.
All your children?
Oh, it's for the put, when we get our family portrait.
Look at what it
That's
says.
neat, the Bailey
Oh,
family.
Bailey.
See the other?
19, is that our wedding?
Shouldn't know.
No, I can't see what.
Oh, it's 1953, right?
Established 1953.
Last year we were supposed to get family pictures for Christmas. And Mom, remember when Mom was so sick at Thanksgiving and Christmas and Mike
Had
was
to
coming to
have
all
it
this?
made, huh?
Well, he's coming home January 2nd. He's going to be on that day. We'll have family pictures on that day.
What in the world?
Did Mom say anything? Everything set up?
What is it? Courtney, look how high it is.
Oh, it's a clock, huh? They put together.
Where do you have it together? I have a clock.
Oh.
Oh, you put another one in.
That was how we did. Oh, yeah.
Here's the handle. Here's the handle right there.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank all of you. Thank you.
Can we play now? Wait, you gotta get that garbage out. Look at the brown. Baby,
Stop.
What's it? Your mom and dad?
Stop.
Put down there.
Oh, my mom and papa win. Somebody might want to eat them.
Oh, my neighbor, somebody might want to eat them. Mommy, look. That's how hard that is.
Thank you.
Who's it from?
Me, Warner, playing with my friends. You guys can play the winner. No! No, this feels It does. It feels good.
I couldn't get my legs stuck out of the plane.
I couldn't eat that.
Thank you, Stacy, for some cabbage.
That's like a good story.
It feels good. I think
There was another one there somewhere.
it's behind here. It's behind that thing. Everybody's behind other feedback.
Okay, you want to watch something on top of open there?
Oh, God, they've already done
They
it.
don't care about the grass.
Oh, you asked them?
You asked.
Oh.
You guys,
Hey, they're down there doing it.
pick on Rachel. Pick it up, alright? And you go Rachel, alright? I'm gonna talk to you guys. You guys, the best is 5, 6, and how old are you? I mean,
Amanda goes 5, 6, and how old are you?
Close the door.
Did you have them empty there? Put them on there and shut the door.
Well, right now, it's small.
Give it to people. Favorite goal. Physical Lincoln. Favorite walk. You got it. Look, guys, it's your favorite cup. You got that one.
See the fern?
Then you go. The picture. That's all you guys do.
One finally.
Give all our people get into the goal.
Hey, go behind.
So we're going to
You're in
get
front
the
of the
tow
video.
truck. No?
With the tow
Did you read it?
Yeah.
It's that little blood. Very pretty.
Is it a
What's
pin?
it?
Is it a pin?
Yeah, I think it's a pin.
It's a rose pin.
It's a rose pin.
Whatever. Pin of a rose, whatever.
A rose pin, a pin of a rose.
Whatever. He's a phone.
Craig.
Greg,
Craig. Amanda.
We'll take care of it. You can be back. First, you do the first people to 5 points when you're off. Okay. Ready? How are you?
It's my room we're going to.
Out there!
What? Dinner? We can have that leftover ham and potatoes out. That sounds like a good idea. You want to come for that ham and potato salad? I'll put you on the because I had that, I only had my hand.
Thank you, Tom.
Thank you. That's heavy.
Cup up.
Tom,
You had that already. No.
I saw it on one of the 2 movies I get to watch. So now I got to watch. I think it was one day she didn't get up.
Debbie, do you have paper to do our name?
Time out.
Yes.
Time out.
One of the casket company on the top.
Every time you want to see.
Tom Ray. And then Tom.
Chris Cotton. You tell us when
Tom Leeson.
he has to tell us.
What about 5 days? I mean, we eat a normal dinner time.
That's
Nothing early.
They're gonna get over
Yes.
again.
So is how do you get out? Tom got his knife.
I have a key.
Yes,
Let's go pick some more.
I think I changed it. I admit it.
He's trying it. I didn't do it. I didn't do it. No score. No score. You answer.
Excuse me, I asked you guys
He's
not to
panicking?
get that.
So score you home first?
I don't have a key. They're in the car.
Favorite facts we had for you when you have music.
There we go.
Oh, I had no clue.
When Mama and Papa were done,
I do that work every day.
Chris just gave this down.
Upside down?
Is it upside down?
It might be.
No, but it's okay. It's in a little box. You got it right.
Either me or me.
Oh.
Yeah, all kinds of goodies in there.
There's stuff standing here too.
Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot.
Here's the car.
You know the kind of fruitcakes I was thinking of called Claxton. Remember we were trying to do Claxton? It came to me just like that. Yeah, Claxton. Yeah.
Well, that's good news.
Yeah.
You are a
Tom goes, maybe somebody will get
You
I got a good recipe.
Oh, if I get him, man.
He loves it.
Yeah, somebody in the family get the
Claxton. I don't even know if they make them anymore.
I
There
don't
was
know.
a comedian that
I got one for Gary's
Oh,
daughter.
good.
His mom ate it before that.
Right.
They have to add Craig and Ray, I mean, Tom and Ray.
He said they had this one fruitcake and it was passed around from family member to family member year after year. It was the same fruitcake.
Yeah,
They just keep rewrapping
I don't know what it was, but
it. Nobody wanted it, so they just kept passing it around.
Craig and both of your ones too? Ah, the 2 birthdays the same night. When's yours, Ray?
March. Mine's 28.
Oh, you're the day after Ed.
Darling, you're May what?
26.
What's Ray's? And Ray's is right after this.
You're gonna have a lot of snow that day.
Every year when I see those, I think of you, Jack.
Who are they from?
The kids. Every year I go to the store, I see them because I know you're going to
No,
do
you must have. They don't always like.
And that's what he has to get out of it.
August 27th. You're the same as Robbie.
That's why I keep
Save the car.
I know, wouldn't it be a ride?
My oldest child due date's July 2nd.
Wouldn't it be funny if they were born July 4th?
Man was just like.
She was due July 4th? And she came in April?
No, she came in.
No, they're getting married in April.
Oh, I said that was
It's her
April.
birthday.
Her birthday?
Boy, you been married this long?
How many years, darling?
28.
And the other
Oh,
two
she got that
dates.
down there, don't she?
Well, they're gonna meet and stop working the beginning of May. So I have to be on that. So that's so long. Like Dr. Oscar.
I did a break.
She did.
Who's it from? Jimmy Devin.
That's where I had one.
What is it?
It's a sheer curtain for her living room window thing. Isn't it a sheer for your living room window?
Pardon?
Isn't it a sheer curtain for your living room window?
He said he won't let me work and he said that after 23 weeks, they'll do an ultrasound. That's a non-stress test.
That's
I can't remember how often he said, once a month or every 2 months, but I have to have them starting at 23 weeks.
Oh, I gave so much to the one.
Yes.
I can't.
How would you do it? Oh, so they made that.
I don't think when I stand up a lot though, but at work I sit down.
Got them big fans.
I gave her more.
I know, well I didn't think, because like, I didn't have any idea.
I gave, that's what I said, I had different cats. Once I gave cats. And I gave my mom.
And the doctor, when I went the last time, I had toxemia.
Jimmy and Debbie concluded these brothers before, maybe look it up. Didn't they post it?
I was so little.
More curtains.
Boy, a lot of curtains to hang up.
They're for your kitchen and your back door.
Thank you.
That's what we want. But he said the next time, which is in 2 weeks, you want to open it for that?
Oh, he
You
wants
didn't get
to.
enough yet?
Put some in your pocket.
But I haven't gained it.
Put change in your pocket.
I mean, I have enough there.
Put some change in your pocket when you go.
Yeah.
Why, that would be bad if you don't have to wait?
Well, didn't he tell you that a lot, some of it,
I've gained all the
but I think he said by her being heavy that she may not gain a lot. It's okay for me.
Yeah,
later on, I'm giving another couple months.
Give me my ball. Give me my ball.
Brett's washing.
Go down. Give me my ball. Can I practice, please?
This is from Craig Ray and put in.
Craig.
Huh?
Okay, that's from you? I'm sure he could. My hair would turn up there.
You gotta call from the side of it.
Hey.
Which one's that for opening up?
That's the dad there, I think. That one's just the dad.
Oh, thank you, thank you. I need it.
You've been checking your drawers out, have you?
Which drawers?
He's been checking your drawers out, have you?
Oh, Dad, try them on.
Yeah, Mom. You gotta watch, 'cause all the girls like those boxer shorts now pop
Yeah,
up.
them
Oh, that's it?
Yeah. Do they have
That's
pants on
just
them?
old men.
All the
No,
all the young girls wear those and t-shirts on the pajamas. That's what they wear for
They
pajamas.
had some loud ones up in there. I don't think they're wearing them.
Well, I got Kim and Katie the flannel ones, for it's the pajama kind, plaid. What you do?
Mike was up to Syracuse, they had them dyed pink. But I was the one on the floor, what's it called? RAs.
Oh, gosh.
That's what they're all working.
Kitchen, Greg.
They're over the bathroom.
Let's see 'em. They're pretty.
I need them for the kitchen and the bathroom and the living room.
You got 'em.
That's what I said I wanted.
Oh my God!
A couple weekends.
Huh?
You know what you're gonna be doing.
Yeah.
We'll have to iron them and put them up, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fruitcake.
The turkey in there.
Craig, Ray and Amanda.
Demolishing the car.
What'd you say?
Demolishing the cars.
Car. I thought you said car.
Or the corner.
Got it upside down.
Courtney. Your dugout?
Back out?
He was in the dugout, but he came out.
Is that Alyssa calling for you, or was it?
Her and Amanda did it. Courtney.
Jack, what's the take that box?
Barely fit in there.
Oh, I had a box like that.
didn't like that kind of box.
Like a
I don't like them.
Yeah, I got a
I
couple.
don't like them kind. They're too hard to wrap.
Are they?
Oh, I like them. I like them. Oh, they're cute.
I think.
Huh?
I say yes. I say yes. If not, I'll finally want to give that color and say, okay, well, try it.
Take your time, Pop.
That's just,
You out of breath?
yeah.
Push it. Sit up further.
Boy, I'm gonna sit her home, sit up.
Huh? Hey. Hey, it's not like to do that. Hey. You going sign language?
Every time somebody wants to come in, we open this part like that. Go like that. Your brother's in your dad. He was.
Give me Debbie. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you very much. Yeah, should I keep you busy? Give you another hour? But you know what I thought? They could put the kids, you can keep giving them big pictures, so they don't have room for them. After they go get my computer, they can keep an album and just keep them going.
Mom, he's sitting on it. Honey, don't sit on it. I'm trying to break it. It's okay. And we don't have to all messed up. Here. We'll put in the deep in the dugout. And a snake in the top. Where's the dugout thing? Where's the dugout thing? We have more dugout. Where's the dugout thing? Right here.
Papa, that's the part, yeah. Kim made the tag.
When you guys are really
No, that card doesn't go with it. That's just a Christmas card, yeah.
I didn't get my card though. I didn't to put it before I wanted to.
Keep the card in your jug. Keep the jug.
What's that? The card didn't go. Leah, the card didn't go with that package.
No.
It's in your blood. It gets in your blood, yeah.
Get out.
What's that?
It's a committee.
Gets in your bone, man. Well, that gets in your bones, right? Gets in your bones. We don't just go to the doctor breathing. That's the thing that I love. That's what we have. That's what that
Yes. See, Craig?
Craig.
There you go.
Yeah.
Perfect match.
Perfect.
Huh?
They match your, that'll match
So that's the best thing. Right.
Boy, we had that play.
Yeah,
Yeah, I work in there. I don't work in the leather area.
See, your pop-up did work in the leather area.
Papa worked in it when they never monitored it and stuff. You know, he worked there for 25 years. He worked all over. That's breathing stuff from lead.
Plus smoking the cigarette. That's from smoking the cigarette.
He worked in that lead didn't help him out either, but they didn't monitor it now.
How many times were you in the hospital for lead poisoning?
He had lead poisoning 2 or 3 times.
He was in the hospital.
Yeah, but see, they used to go out there.
Number 2. But actually, you know, when we think about it, this is your favorite. This is the perfection. In fact, it's everybody's favorite.
Great.
Not only does it have a great smell, which I know you love and I do too, but what it does is it's a 10-minute miracle. And this is the only product that I've ever made or ever touched by anybody that actually you see results instantly. And as you saw, Paulette's really only had 1 treatment. So you can imagine if her hair looks this good.
You know what it looks? It just looks unbelievably shiny and really healthy. You know,
Yeah.
like little kids' hair.
Right.
You know,
yeah.
it looks like that.
Yeah. With this, you get it. I call it my 10-minute miracle, because what it does is it heals, as you know, and seals the hair. You know, it heals the hair like in the cortex layer, heals it from within, and seals the outer cuticle layer. There is nothing out there like this. And I'm telling you, I've tried them all. There is nothing out there like it.
What's the difference between cuticle and cortex? I mean, is one of those, you know the pictures they show you, and it looks like there's shingles on the hair under the microscope, and it gets all frayed up when it's bad, and then it lays all nice and tidy when it's good?
Yes. Well, that's the cuticle layer. And I got some pictures to show you. Ready? Look at this. Now this is what dirty hair looks like.
It looks
Can you
like
imagine?
snails crawling on a rose bush.
I know it. Now that's what dirty hair looks like.
Yeah.
Kind of scary.
Isn't that scary? But now look at this. Now this is hair that has been cleaned with clarifier. Now you notice, you see how the shingles lay down to the hair?
Yeah.
That's the cuticle layer. That will lay down flat. When you're here, you'll see it's all bunched up. Okay.
All right. Is this, when it lays down flat like this, is that when it
means
looks
you have a
shiny
good,
and kind of...
you have a good head of hair then.
Okay.
Is that what
And
happened
now-
to my hair?
Yes. Yes.
Amazing.
Because your hair looked like this before, and then afterwards it looked like that. But I got another even better one for you. Now this is
I don't know if I want to see.
damaged hair.
Yeah, that's awful. It
Isn't
looks
that
like
terrible?
it's got big, like, cracks in it and stuff like
Well,
that.
it does, because
Terrible.
you have to remember that this is damaged hair. It's more porous.
But like what kind of damage?
Like mine,
Well,
for instance.
Right. Well,
What,
see,
like-
damaged hair is, from, over-chemicaled from color or perm.
Right.
This is how it reacts.
So these
It's
little
all-
broken shingles.
That's right.
Right.
What it's done is it's literally fried that cuticle layer on the outside. Now, this is that same hair shaft after the perfection, which you had, and you're used to using as well as myself. This is it afterwards. Look how that cuticle layer lays down.
It's unbelievable.
You don't see any shingles.
Unreal.
It's soft, one piece of hair. Now, times that by 120,000 strands of hair on your head.
Is that like the
Can you
difference in
imagine?
Paul's hair? Like Paul's hair looks real shiny and smooth.
And,
It doesn't have
yes,
like little things coming out of it, like a little
because it looks like a
split
healthy
ends.
head of hair.
Yeah. All right. So this is your once a week thing.
Right. That's what those pictures are about.
Right.
And that's what you and
I'm a
you and
believer.
I and everyone else out there, this is the products they want to use once a week.
So first with the clarifier, you take all the debris
Residue and the pollutants
solution
and everything out.
okay. And then with
The
the perfection, you make it all the
Everything
little
like that.
layers
Well,
go
it's
down.
not just that, but you see in instant, you have seen your hair change. It's in good condition instantly, and so it happened to her.
But you know what? I've always used it. I mean, I've always used it because, like, I put it in my roots because, and kind of a little bit through my hair because
Right.
it makes my hair
It adds
fuller.
body.
Okay.
Yes. You know what it does? Because what it does is it literally thickens each individual hair. And that's why you get so much volume in the root area.
All right. So this is your once a week.
Week,
Now,
right.
what's your
And
everyday?
And then these are the everyday shampoos and the conditioner that you'll be using the rest of the week. And that's the normal shampoo for men, women, and children who don't color or perm their hair. Color treated is what you'll be using, like I do. And that is because, color and perm hair is drier and more porous and more damaged, so it really needs those extra moisturizers that I put in this product.
All right. I have a question. If color and permed hair is dry, then why don't you just have one shampoo for both? What's the difference?
Well, because I'll tell you why. The permed hair is a little bit more damaged and drier, and you need those extra moisturizers and emollients in that you're not going to get in the color treated, because that's just not as dry normally. If you were to color and perm your hair, then I would suggest using the perm shampoo. See, a lot of companies, they will take and put conditioners in the shampoo, and you asked me that, remember one time?
Yeah.
And I said, I don't ever want it in, because to me, what I found, if I took the two and put them together, then it's counterproductive. So I don't get the full benefit of either one. But I do add the moisturizers. Now, I also have the conditioner.
Is it a daily conditioner?
Yes, that's what this is. I call that like a little baby perfection, because when you use that on your daily basis, That goes in and adds body and shine without leaving your hair limp like a lot of the other conditioners do. You know, I've had so many customers tell me, I don't want to use a conditioner on my hair because it weights it down, it makes it oily looking, I don't want it. I make them try it anyway, because you know how I am. I get pushy,
But sometimes, you know, sometimes if you use a conditioner, it makes your hair just kind of like gives up. It just falls down.
Yeah. Well, that's because it weights the hair down. Well, with this weekly conditioner, you know, that you're using the rest of the week, it doesn't do that. It just goes in there and just adds that shine and body, and without causing it to go limp.
I have a problem with tangles because my hair is
and it also removes
curly.
the tangles as well. So that is the system. Now this one is a brand new one, and it's already driven everybody crazy.
That's the one.
Product knows this one. I call this my crystalline shine. And what this is it not only adds shine to the hair, but you know when you have split ends on the hair, what it does is it goes in there and just sort of seals it. And yet when you put it on, it disappears. So you don't really, there's nothing left, but you have shine. It just radiates because you can see Paula's hair. I mean, that's not artificial. That is this product.
Well, you know what I like about it? I mean, I've been your guinea pig on this one for quite a while, but it's really difficult because black hair doesn't really shine.
No.
It's really, you know, it's hard to light, and it doesn't really shine. And I notice that when I put this on it, like 6 little drops or whatever it is that you say,
that's it,
and then rub it in, that I get, my hair looks a lot more lively because it's really, like with light hair, like with red hair or blonde hair, you can see all the movement, and with black hair, it kind of looks like a big blob, you know? So that's why I like that.
Yeah. Well, this is a lot of people's favorite. In fact, you know Ted Danson?
Yeah.
He loves this stuff. In fact, I have to keep a supplier in the back just for him because he just is addicted. But I think when the public gets this, they're going to be addicted just as well. Now, the next thing that I used on Paulette is what I call the memory hold. And I know you guys think it's a hairspray, right? Well, not really. Because the average hairspray is tacky. But with this one, when you spray it on, what it does is it just goes into the hair, but yet you can brush through it, and there's nothing left. It's just clean hair, but yet the style holds.
Yeah, I remember you showing me that. Remember one time I came over, and you sprayed it, and then you said, this is my hairspray, and then you put your finger right through it.
Right, and it was like nothing there, but yet the style was there.
And I didn't understand how it could keep the hold on it, but still you could put your hand through it. It wasn't tacky like hairspray.
Like, because the other hairsprays that you'll use, they're tacky. And what they do is they take, you know, like all these hairs and they sort of mat it together.
Yeah.
So that it just sort of wads there. Sure. This doesn't. It just hits every individual hair. And it just works.
We're going to take a break right now so you can find out how to order Lori's products at an incredible savings. And we'll be right back.
For over 2 decades, many of Hollywood's biggest stars have been trusting Lori Davis to make their hair look its absolute best. After years of offering her products only to her clients, now, for the very first time, she's making them available to every man and woman in America. She's put her 6 best products into her Hair Essentials Kit. It includes her weekly hair clarifier, her Perfection Deep Conditioner, her daily shampoo, her daily conditioner, her crystalline shine, and her unique memory hold spray. Purchased separately, you'd pay what her clients pay, $113. But through this offer, you get her complete kit with all 6 essential products for only 2 payments of $24.95. And listen to this. Lori has a hair care club that you can join and receive your first kit and all replacement kits for only 2 payments of $19.95. You'll automatically receive replacement kits every 2 months, and you'll receive your 7th kit with all $113 worth of products absolutely free. You can cancel your membership at any time. And as a member, you'll be able to buy all of Lori's products at discounts of up to 60%. And if you sign up when you call, you'll also receive free Lori's videotape, What the Heck Am I Going to Do With My Hair? This tape is filled with Lori's styling and coloring techniques for all types and lengths of hair. So Lori's introductory offer gives you a way to try her products for less than half price. And her hair care club lets you receive her products for even less. Most important, you can try Lori's products without risking a dime. Use them for 30 days, and if you don't see an instant, incredible difference in the way your hair looks and feels, you can return them for a full refund. Here's how to order.
call 1-800-235-9900. Have your credit card available when you call. You can order Lori's Hair Essentials Kit or join her hair care club. And Lori's kits come with a full money-back guarantee. So call right now, 1-800-235-9900, 1-800-235-9900.
Lori Davis is Hollywood's hair doctor, and when I came to her about 4 years ago, my hair was dead through a trillion permanents and dye jobs and chemicals. And at this point, Lori Davis is the only person who I would trust with any chemical products to put on my hair. And usually every movie that I do, something radical has to be done. And so Lori is always the person that I go to. And since I've been using her products, when I do a movie, if I continue to use her products during the movie, my hair actually gets healthier from the beginning to the end of the film. So I'm a great endorser of her products and of her.
I am a fan of Lori Davis. I've been going to her for 10 years now, and I'm here to tell you, she has made my career. Between my dentist and Lori, I've become famous, and I'm very happy. Come here, you little devil. Come over here. Come on, get over here. I just wanted to show you what a beautiful woman. No, don't put your jacket on. Come over here and give me a kiss. Isn't she wonderful? She really is. She's so kind to me. I'm so proud of her. Making all these wonderful products that I can use and pay for.
I can't believe that you're able to sell these products for less than half the price that you've been charging me all these years.
I know it. And everybody else has been paying and will continue to pay if they don't take advantage of the special offer, because these 6 products are going to be put in a kit. Right. And I'm able to make it in such large volume that I can pass the savings on to the mail order customers.
Right, and then you cut out the middleman too, because you don't have to go to a salon or you don't have to go to a department store or anything like that.
Exactly.
Okay. Now, also you said we have some more before and afters that we're going to look at?
Yes. Okay. Last week I took my products over to a friend of mine's salon and had him use my products on these ladies. Now they didn't know me, they didn't know the product, nothing. And here's their reaction.
My hair is very dry. It's like straw or witch's hair. And whenever I find a conditioner that's strong enough to soften it, it ends up completely weighing it down so that my hair is straight. What I love about Lori's conditioner is that my curl can totally come out, but my hair is so soft and the frizzies have gone away, and it's as though the split ends have disappeared.
I really like Lori's conditioner. Other conditioners I've used in the past have just weighed down my hair, and I have heavy hair to begin with, but it just adds to this weighed down feeling. And with Lori's conditioner, it really feels just light, and it adds body, which is nice. I really like it.
I'm really excited about Lori's conditioner because I have a particular problem with my hair. It's very fine and thin, and most conditioners I've tried, conditioners that come really highly recommended from hair care professionals, will weight my hair down. I lose all the volume and it just looks limp. But you can see with Lori's conditioner I haven't lost any of the volume, and my hair's still very soft and shiny, which is great.
The problem that I have with my hair is that it's very straight and very flat. So what I need is a conditioner that'll give me the conditioning that I need, because my hair is color treated, but I need one that gives me a lot of volume and a lot of body, and that's what Lori's did, and I really liked it. And the hairspray, most hairsprays are really thick and sticky, and with Lori's it feels really good. It's soft, I can run my hands through my hair, and it holds wonderfully.
The spray really holds. And you know what's nice about the spray is that you can comb through it, and it's not sticky and gummy. It's a fresh feeling. I mean, it's not even like a hairspray. And the spray is, I just think, the most amazing thing, because you can spray it on, you can still comb through your hair, and it still holds the set and holds the shape that you wanted without it getting sticky and gooey and gummy. It's great.
The spray holds, but I can still, I can still brush through it. It doesn't get stiff.
And the shine is phenomenal, because that kind of gives highlights to your hair, which I've never seen another product do that. That's pretty amazing.
Yeah, I use the laminate, and what is great about that is that as a redhead, my color can really fade, and the laminate has brought out the shine, which is beautiful and better than any other laminate I've tried.
I feel like I have a whole new head of hair for the first time. That looks great. I mean, that's unbelievable.
It is unbelievable. Yes, it was fabulous to see. I saw these ladies before, and I mean, to see it now, I mean, it just blows your mind. I mean, that one, I mean, her hair was like 8 hairs because it was so thin. I mean, get that much volume out of her hair and that sheen. I was so thrilled. And you know what makes me happy? Is that I didn't tell them to say that. That's how they feel. They came up to me later and said, I want those products. Where do I get them? And that's what's important.
That's great.
They saw it.
Wonderful. They all had, I mean, they all were really surprised at how they could use the hairspray and it didn't make it feel hard. And the shine.
The shine.
But I think the shine is a relatively new concept. I mean, like shine that doesn't make you look like you've sprayed bacon grease on it.
Yeah. Because if you notice that every one of them had very shiny hair, very healthy looking hair. But they didn't have that look when they first came. I'm very pleased with the way everything has turned out.
You should be. Well, you really worked hard on this.
I know it. It only took me 26 years.
Yeah, well, you know, you're an overnight success.
That's an overnight success.
All right, we'll be right back.
For years, many of Hollywood's biggest stars have been trusting Lori Davis to make their hair look its absolute best. Stars who come back again and again for one reason, because nobody makes their hair look better than Lori does. After years of selling her products only to her clients, now, for the very first time, she is making them available to every man and woman in America with her Hair Essentials Kit. This kit includes her weekly hair clarifier that removes chemicals, minerals, and residues that other shampoos don't. Her daily shampoo, gentle yet effective. Her daily conditioner that adds body without weighing your hair down. Her crystalline shine that helps seal split ends and leaves your hair with an extraordinary shine. Her unique memory hold hairspray that lets you style your hair without the look or feeling of ordinary hairspray. And finally, Lori's Perfection, her deep conditioner that heals damaged hair on the inside and outside, adding incredible body and shine to your hair. Purchased separately, you'd pay what her clients pay, $113. But through this offer, you get her complete kit with all 6 essential products for only 2 payments of $24.95. And listen to this. Lori has a hair care club that you can join and receive your first kit and all replacement kits for only 2 payments of $19.95. You'll automatically receive replacement kits every 2 months, and you'll receive your 7th kit with all $113 worth of products absolutely free. You can cancel your membership at any time. And as a member, you'll be able to buy all of Lori's products at discounts of up to 60%. And if you sign up when you call, you'll also receive free Lori's videotape, What the Heck Am I Going to Do With My Hair? This tape is filled with Lori's styling and coloring techniques for all types and lengths of hair. So Lori's introductory offer gives you a way to try her products for less than half price. And her hair care club lets you receive her products for even less. Most important, you can try Lori's products without risking a dime. Use them for 30 days. And if you don't see an instant, incredible difference in the way your hair looks and feels, you can return them for a full refund. Here's how to order.
Call 1-800-235-9900. Have your credit card available when you call. You can order Lori's Hair Essentials Kit or join her hair care club. And Lori's kits come with a full money-back guarantee. So call right now. 1-800-235-9900. 1-800-235-9900.
Well, we're just about out of time for this edition of Focus on Beauty.
What are you doing here? You're supposed to be working.
I'm sorry. Are you kidding me? If I didn't show up, my career would be over without doubt.
I know it.
Ow! I knocked over a product.
Don't take my products now.
That's very
Behave yourself.
sexy.
Now, guess what?
I came here to profess my love.
It. Thank you.
And
I
it's
appreciate
true.
it.
I once told her that I could lose my agent, I could lose my lawyer, but if I lost her, my career would be over.
She has that effect on men.
Yes.
Oh, you were wonderful.
It's just beginning to dawn on me where I am. And maybe I ought to leave.
I think so.
Yeah,
but thank you so much.
Yes.
I appreciate it.
Yes.
I appreciate it. Thank you, darling.
Yes. Goodbye.
I love you.
Thank you for letting me
You're
interrupt.
welcome. It's always nice to see you, Ted.
No. Bye.
Goodbye. Sorry, I was late.
Wasn't that sweet of him to come over?
Yes, but you know what? Now we're really out of time. What else can I say about Lori and her products? Nobody, and I mean nobody, can make your hair look better than Lori can. And as far as her products are concerned, they're not just a little different, they're really different. Believe me, if Lori wasn't the absolute best, her clients wouldn't keep coming back, and we all do. You know, when Lori told me that she was taking her products to the public, I told her that I wanted to come here and be a part of it with her. Because I know if you try her products, you'll love them as much as we all do. And you know what? If you don't see an incredible difference in your hair, you can just send them all back for a full refund. But I know if you try them once, you'll never put anything else in your hair. Thanks so much for joining us on this edition of Focus on Beauty. Bye.
It works better than any other conditioner I've ever used.
My hair is so soft and the frizzies have gone away, and it's as though the split ends have disappeared.
It gave such body to my hair that it seemed like more hair.
And I've tried almost every product that you can, think of, and good stuff, but nothing like this. I mean, she's incredible.
The preceding program was a paid commercial presentation of Lori Davis Hair Incorporated.
Want to lower your blood pressure? Have a banana. To prevent a stroke, eat lots of potatoes. Want to know the secrets to really feeling good? Then you need to know what foods can help make you well and what foods can keep you healthy. Now leading nutritionists have put it all in one important book, The Healing Foods. I'm Joanne D'Agostino, nutritional consultant to Prevention Magazine Health Books. I'm also a registered nurse, so I know the healing foods can help dramatically improve your health and well-being. Over 450 pages, the healing foods that can help prevent over 65 illnesses and conditions from colds to cholesterol.
Call now for the Healing Foods. Try it absolutely free for 21 days. Then if you choose to keep it, we'll bill you in 3 easy installments of only $8.99. Plus, you'll get Young Skin for Life as a free gift.
Remember, you can try the healing foods free for 21 days, so call now.
Call 1-800-472-9900.
She had sex once with a guy that she thought was one of the handsomest she'd ever seen, and she'll remember him for a lifetime. He gave her AIDS. Allison Gertz tells her story Monday on Sonia Live, 1 p.m. Eastern, only on CNN.
When you don't feel bad, it's hard to know that you've got something that's in your body that can be potentially lethal.
The following program is a paid commercial announcement. The views and opinions expressed are those of the identified sponsor and do not reflect the views or opinions of TBS Superstation or the Turner Broadcasting System, Incorporated.
Men have whispered his name from the beginning of time. Many have feared him. Some have worshipped him, while others wonder if he really exists. Stay with us on The World Tomorrow as we present The Devil is Back.
This week on The World Tomorrow, David Hume.
Thank you for joining us. For the past half-century, Western society has put its belief in the spirit world on the shelf. But at a time when we're experiencing an explosion of shocking evil, many people are looking for an explanation. In this week's program, The Devil is Back, we'll ask, is there an evil spirit world with the power to influence man? You may find the answer quite surprising. And as usual, we'll give the biblical perspective. A recent article in Britain's Sunday Telegraph asks, have we begun to believe in evil again? The article goes on, events like those in Iraq, recent cases of serial killing, persistent rumors of snuff movies involving children, all suggest good reasons for returning to the ancient belief that if there can be such a thing as innate goodness, its satanic counterpart must also exist. The forces of evil do seem to be making a comeback. Some would say it began about 20 years ago with a resurgence of interest in Satanism and demonology in American movies. The 1974 film The Exorcist changed forever what we thought of as the horror movie. The subject was a 12-year-old demon-possessed child exhibiting obscene, violent, and depraved behavior. The Exorcist was closely followed by The Omen, this time casting a young boy as the Antichrist incarnate. From then on, things only got worse. The slasher movies of the 80s unleashed a new kind of violent expression. The gory mayhem of killings in the Friday the 13th series was carried out by the film's anti-hero, Jason. Then, the grisly figure of Freddy Krueger led to many sleepless nights on Elm Street, and most likely many sleepless nights for young people around the world. These films have definitely taken their toll on popular culture. Now we're in the 90s, and it seems people haven't lost any of their enthusiasm for fantasies of evil. The flip side of the horror movie is the comedy, and it pokes fun at dangerous subjects. Ghostbusters has an incident of demon possession, but it's laughed at and never taken seriously. And in another form of entertainment, the spirit world further invites our fascination. For only a few dollars, you can put software on your personal computer and fight your way with magical potions and supernatural powers through hazard-filled corridors of death. What's behind all these allusions to Satan? Why do we use him and his world as the subject of so much of our entertainment? Modern man has tried to pinpoint the origin of Satan in mythology. Some say he's just a notion that developed as mankind progressed out of his primeval days. In other words, Satan is just a way of explaining why misfortune and bad circumstances happen. Certainly in earlier times, when people were more superstitious, Satan was a very real presence in everyday life. People lived in fear of him and his influence. The literature of the time echoes those fears. The Italian poet Dante Alighieri completed the Divine Comedy in 1321. In a section titled Inferno, the poet Virgil leads Dante through the descending circles of hell. There he sees departed souls undergoing all kinds of terrible sufferings. Dante's vivid images continue to influence our ideas about the underworld. His vision of hell, however, had no biblical basis. And it wasn't until 300 years later that the English poet John Milton gave the literate world a more accurate picture of Satan and his activities. Milton's epic poem Paradise Lost was based on the Bible's account of Satan's rebellion and its impact on mankind. There's no suggestion anywhere in the work that Satan is anything but real. In Europe and colonial America, belief in the reality of Satan found grim expression in literal witch hunts. Some estimate that between 1450 and 1750, over 3 million people were executed after being charged with witchcraft and involvement with satanic practices. Human beings have always been impacted by the world of the supernatural. The question of evil, for example, has perplexed many cultures. From the myths of the Egyptians and those of the Greeks, to the Hebrews and the Hindus, mankind has grappled with evil influence from his earliest beginnings. And still today, when we're faced with overwhelming evil, we're often at a loss. We shrink back in horror when we think about some of history's aberrations, the Stalins, the Hitlers, the Pol Pots of this world. And we ask ourselves how they could have committed such atrocities. Some blame heredity or environment, while others focus on human nature gone wrong. What is the answer? Do the problems of evil come purely from physical or psychological sources? Or is there another explanation? In our so-called enlightened world, we don't take the idea of Satan too seriously. Oh, there are some fringe cults and groups that engage in Satan worship, and some few heavy metal bands seem fascinated by him. But most people aren't that concerned about the devil. Yet the spiritual handbook of the Western world, the Bible, says that Satan is very real, that he does exist, and that he exerts a powerful influence over the world we live in. The book of Revelation tells us, the great dragon was cast out, called the devil and Satan, who deceives the whole world. Here's a description of a very powerful being, whose primary activity is the deception of mankind. One person who certainly believed in the reality of the devil was Jesus Christ. According to Luke's Gospel, Jesus was eyewitness to Satan's expulsion from God's presence. Luke writes that Christ said, "I saw Satan fall like lightning from heaven." That event happened before Jesus was born as a human being and walked the earth. There had been a time in Christ's previous existence when the archangel Lucifer had rebelled against God. When he did, his character changed, and he could no longer be described as Lucifer, meaning light bringer, but rather as Satan, meaning adversary. He was cast out of God's realm and later chose to become mankind's major enemy. Christ knew very well what kind of influence Satan holds over humanity. In a powerful speech, Jesus told the religious leaders of his day, "You are of your father the devil, and the desires of your father you want to do. He was a murderer from the beginning and does not stand in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speaks a lie, he speaks from his own resources, for he is a liar and the father of it." Satan's main characteristics described here are murder and deceit, and Satan has been lying to humanity from the earliest times. You'll recall he visited Eve in the Garden of Eden at the start of the story of man. There he convinced his innocent victim that it was God who was the liar. By suggesting there was room to doubt God, he undermined Eve's faith and trust in her Creator. So Satan's role has been evident from the beginning. His purpose is to enslave mankind by deception. That was well understood by one of the New Testament's principal figures, Paul of Tarsus. Jesus described Paul's mission among his fellow men as being to open their eyes in order to turn them from the darkness to light and from the power of Satan to God. But before that can happen, we humans have to be convinced that Satan really exists. The French poet Charles Baudelaire once said that the devil's greatest deceit is to convince man that he doesn't exist. And today we do treat him like he doesn't really exist. We've made him a figure of fun, or a medieval fable, a children's boogeyman. Perhaps Baudelaire was right in suggesting that this is Satan's greatest deceit. If you were someone's secret enemy, escaping detection would help you in your work. Perhaps you'd first convince your victim you didn't even exist. If your enemy were the whole of mankind, how would that change your methods? Remember, you mustn't be detected if at all possible. Would you perhaps begin by appealing to human reason, by promoting the idea that you are just a figment of their forefathers' primitive imaginations? After all, if you could convince your enemy you didn't exist, you might then deceive him into destroying himself. You might make wrong solutions to problems seem right, and the right solutions seem wrong. Paul referred to Satan's undercover activities when he warned his readers about Satan taking advantage of them. For, he wrote, "We are not ignorant of his devices." That's from 2 Corinthians chapter 2 and verse 11. Satan does have his methods. Now let's put this in a modern context. Look at some of the destructive ways we choose in dealing with many of our difficulties. Consider the way we treat the land that feeds us. We've thought we could solve our agricultural problems by pouring billions of tons of chemical fertilizers, pesticides and herbicides on farmlands. But what seems right so often turns out to be wrong. As far as the land is concerned, we're mortgaging our future by annually destroying the earth at a tremendous rate. And it's not only on the land that greedy industrialization causes problems. In our cities, we've allowed ourselves to be deceived that industrial progress at any cost will provide the ultimate good life. But today, we live in polluted cities, eat poison food, breathe foul air, and struggle to find clean water. It's possible to see most of man's monumental problems from the perspective of an unseen evil influence. And that's exactly what the Bible describes. Paul speaks of Satan as the god of this age. In 2 Corinthians chapter 4 and verse 4, he writes, "Whose minds the god of this age has blinded, who do not believe." According to the Bible, at this point in human history, Satan is the god of this world, and he can blind people's minds to the truth. A few years ago, a German author wrote this book, Dance with the Devil. It's about 3 unsuspecting people taken captive by Satan. For their encounter with him, he takes the form of a genial business executive, and one by one he introduces his staff members. Each one is a demon with special responsibilities on earth. One is in charge of worldwide deforestation, another foul water, another starvation, another nuclear warfare, and yet another the population explosion, and so on. One after the other, these malignant spirits describe the destructive work on earth. They're all skilled at making right seem wrong and wrong seem right. And mankind is deluded by them. He's deceived into thinking he's really making progress, when in fact he's going backwards. Now think about our world today, and it's very logical to come to the conclusion that man must be under some kind of evil influence to do what he does. The London Sunday Telegraph recently commented on this. After almost a century of explaining wrongdoing in terms of Freudian analysis, mental illness, and social deprivation, are we turning back to words with a ring of biblical authority and the notions of sin, guilt, and the devil? Surely what we see in the world today is anything but the way of God at work. We steal from one another. We abuse and kill each other at astounding rates. These things are in obvious opposition to the great commandments given by Christ, that we love our neighbors as ourselves, and that we love God above all. In the Persian Gulf, we've had a painful reminder of what happens when dark forces are unleashed in the international sphere. From ecological catastrophe to far more serious human deprivation and death, this part of the Middle East has tasted the bitter fruit of spirit-led depravity. That's the only way to adequately explain how human beings could commit some of the cruel acts we've all heard about. The first step in combating such deception is to understand what's really going on behind the scenes in the spirit world. Satan is real, and so are his demons. No matter how they represent themselves, their sole purpose is to turn human beings away from the true God and his plan and purpose for mankind. Whether we realize it or not, a drama of worldwide proportions is being played out every day for control of the human mind. The Bible has a lot to say about the devil. It spells out Satan's nature and activities very clearly. It's the key to understanding why the world is the way it is, and why man finds himself in continuing crises. But there's a lot of confusion about Satan and the forces of evil. For example, New Age author David Spangler writes in his book, Reflections on the Christ, Lucifer works within each of us to bring us to wholeness. And as we move into a new age, which is the age of man's wholeness, each of us in some way is brought to that point, which I term the Luciferic initiation. He goes on to say, Christ is the same force as Lucifer, but moving in seemingly the opposite direction. This kind of thinking only muddles the issue. Is it the truth, or is this author simply sowing more confusion? If Christ and Satan are simply two sides of the same coin, how do we explain the New Testament account of Satan opposing Christ in the wilderness? Matthew chapter 4 records a significant dialogue between Christ and Satan, a confrontation where Christ rejects his enemy's appeals with these words, "Away with you, Satan, for it is written, you shall worship the Lord your God, and him only shall you serve." That's in Matthew 4, verse 10. Again, if Christ and Satan are one and the same force, as Spangler claims, how do we explain Christ's description of Satan as the father of lies and a murderer from the beginning? Clearly, Christ and Satan are incompatible. Another intriguing passage about man's archenemy is found in the Old Testament book of Ezekiel. Lucifer is pictured this way. You were the anointed cherub, or angel, who covers with his wings the throne of God. I established you. You were on the holy mountain of God. You walked back and forth in the midst of fiery stones. Here was a being with close proximity to God's throne, At first, his character was flawless. You were perfect in your ways from the day you were created, but then iniquity or lawlessness was found in you. By the abundance of your trading, you became filled with violence within, and you sinned. Therefore, I cast you out as a profane thing out of the mountain of God. That's from Ezekiel 28, verses 14 through 16. Lucifer, a created spirit being, sinned. But how? The answer is found in Isaiah chapter 14. It describes a time before the creation of man when Lucifer allowed the corruption of his own mind. Verses 13 and 14 put it this way. You have said in your heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. I will also sit on the mount of the congregation on the farthest sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. Here was the first attempted government coup, an effort to take the throne from God himself, but it failed miserably. Lucifer's punishment was rejection from God's service. Today, we can understand Satan's activities by looking at our world. If Satan were in the business of broadcasting, he'd broadcast wrong moods and wrong attitudes. He'd radiate a spirit of defiance, disobedience, and rebellion. He'd fan the flames of prejudice and hatred. In this way, he'd influence peoples and nations, stir them up, and blind them to the true purpose of God, denying them the opportunity for a full, abundant life.
Now, the devil has penetrated human heart everywhere. In your heart, sir, and in mine, the devil is contending with Christ all the time. He's contending with him in all sorts of ways. I can reveal them to you at length. So we believe that the devil is at work in the midst of all these events, and while the devil is at work and has not yet been completely conquered, vanquished, we will never have peace. We will never have peace. You think the United Nations is going to bring about peace so long as the devil is around? If you ask anybody, any peasant in Lebanon or in Egypt will tell you, of course the devil is at work. The devil is at work. But here, the devil has so much conquered you that you don't talk about him. You wouldn't dare talk about him. I didn't say conquered you. This is the wrong way of putting it. But he is so clever that one way with which he acts is to conceal himself.
Satan and his demons have always led mankind away from truth into spiritual darkness. Take the popular occult and supernatural pursuits of our time. They're really nothing new. In the Old Testament, we're told, give no regard to mediums and familiar spirits. Do not seek after them, to be defiled by them. I am the Lord your God. Now, there are those who claim to communicate with the dead, with past prophets, apostles, and even Jesus Christ himself. But the prophets and apostles of years gone by speak to us through the pages of the Bible, not through seances or mediums or channeling. We're specifically warned of the dangers of dabbling in the spirit world. Such practices are dangerous and to be avoided. In the New Testament book of Ephesians, we're told to have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness. The Bible also shows that Satan's power is limited. He can do only what God allows. We humans play a very definite role in thwarting his deceptions. The Apostle James gives us this encouragement. Submit to God, resist the devil, and he will flee from you. Paul tells us to put on the whole armor of God, that you may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. The wiles of the devil. Again, we see that Satan does have deceptions and strategies designed to entrap man. Perhaps this all sounds a bit far-fetched, though, like a myth or a fairy tale. After all, we are 20th century rational, realistic human beings, aren't we? Well, remember what I said earlier. If you were a secret enemy, wouldn't you want to go undetected? And you have to admit that Satan does have most of us pretty well convinced that he doesn't exist. Now, you could still conceivably pass off everything I've said so far as primitive Christianity, that we've outgrown the need for such childlike personifications of evil such as the devil. Well, let me show you now that the Bible also speaks of Satan in a future context. Prophetically, Satan has a role to play in future world events. The Bible shows that Satan will continue to influence man's civilization. Certain prophecies outline that Satan's work will actually increase until the end of this present age of man. As Satan launches his final offensive against humanity, there'll be an upsurge in the world's evils. The Apocalypse, or Book of Revelation, details John's ominous vision of what might be an advanced form of warfare. These are vivid images of a frightening time. Demons are involved in massing armies at Armageddon prior to one final climactic battle. Revelation chapter 16 records John's vision. And I saw 3 unclean spirits, like frogs, coming out of the mouth of the dragon, out of the mouth of the beast, out of the mouth of the false prophet. For they are spirits of demons, performing signs, which go out to the kings of the earth and of the whole world, to gather them to the battle of that great day of God Almighty. And they gathered them together to the place called in Hebrew Armageddon. Now, you might conclude at this point that all is lost, that the adversary's hold on man is all-powerful, all-pervasive. But you'd be wrong if you did. This same frightening vision in the book of Revelation goes on to show the positive outcome for mankind. Chapter 20 tells us, "Then I saw an angel coming down from heaven, having the key to the bottomless pit, and a great chain in his hand. He laid hold of the dragon, that serpent of old, who is the devil and Satan, and bound him for 1,000 years. And he cast him into the bottomless pit, and shut him up, and set a seal on him, so that he should deceive the nations no more, till the 1,000 years were finished." Now, that's not the end of the story. There's much, much more, and many more places in the Bible where Satan's works are described. Too much to go into any further today. But to help you study all of this in greater detail, we've prepared this free booklet, The Spirit World, Enlightenment or Hidden Dangers. It's well-researched and builds on the material we've just covered. It should open your eyes to the biblical reality of the spirit world. The first chapter examines whether or not there is a spirit world. Is there anything beyond our normal human experience? Chapter 2 takes a closer look at the personality we call Satan, introducing us to his methods and strategies. The next chapter examines communication with the dead. Is it really possible? How do we explain hearing of voices of the long since dead? Chapter 4 discusses a popular subject today, reincarnation. Will your soul migrate to another body after you die? This chapter will tell you. Next, a closer look at satanic cults, their ideas, and the dangers they pose. Chapter 6 sheds light on Satan's pervasive influence on society today. And finally, there are some comments on astrology. Is this popular form of prediction valid? Be sure to request this free informative booklet, The Spirit World, Enlightenment or Hidden Dangers. And if you're not already a subscriber to the Plain Truth magazine, we'll be sending you a free subscription for as long as you'd like. The Plain Truth is a magazine of understanding. It'll give you insight and information you won't find anywhere else. The Plain Truth will help you achieve a better understanding of the vital issues of our day, and it'll show you how the Bible explains the causes of world troubles and personal problems. Articles cover a wide range of topics, such as A Shattered Socialist World Looks West, and Today's Family, Keep the Flame of Romance Burning. I'm sure you'll find The Plain Truth very helpful. There's no magazine like it, and there's absolutely no subscription price.
To request today's free literature, this informative booklet, The Spirit World, Enlightenment or Hidden Dangers, and the Plain Truth magazine, please send your request to The World Tomorrow, Pasadena, California, 91123. That's all the address you need. That's The World Tomorrow, Pasadena, California, 91123. In Canada, write to The World Tomorrow, Box 44, Station A, Vancouver, BC, V6C 2M2. All of our literature is free of charge, with no cost or obligation.
Now, before we close, here's a preview of what's coming up next week on The World Tomorrow.
What's wrong with Mommy?
Honey, Mommy doesn't feel good right now.
I don't understand why she doesn't get better.
She will. Mommy will get better. Let's go see her.
Depression. It hits many of us from time to time. Join David Albert next week as he explores conquering depression.
The World Tomorrow, biblical perspective on our changing world.
We hope to see you again next week. Thank you for joining us today. I'm David Hume for The World Tomorrow.
Program was paid for by the Worldwide Church of God.
The legendary Ginsu knife, the sharpest offer on television. But now there's Ginsu World Class, the finest knife in the world.
Finer than our German knives?
Yes, even finer than our own classic Ginsu. The high-carbon stainless steel blade has incredible strength. Even with abuse like this, it still never needs sharpening. Nothing cuts it like the Ginsu World Class. It's as simple as that. Even with its unique triple ground curved blade, it's yours for only $29.95. Complete with this double guarantee. Plus, these steak knives and accessory knives free. Order yours now.
For rush delivery, have your credit card ready and call 1-800-257-1234 or send $29.95 plus $4.95 shipping to Ginsu World Class, P.O. Box 7500, Atlanta, Georgia 30306.
Next in Consumer News, California.
When you need the latest business and financial news, turn to CNN Headline News at 15 and 45 minutes after every hour. Dollars and cents on CNN Headline News.
The following program is a paid commercial announcement. The views and opinions expressed are those of the identified sponsor and do not reflect the views or opinions of TBS Superstation or the Turner Broadcasting System, Incorporated.
Hi, I'm Meredith Baxter Burney. Come on in here. I want to show you something. Something that just about every woman in America can identify with. And then I'm going to do something I've always wanted to do. This is where I put my makeup on. As you can see, I have lots of terrific makeup. Makeup I bought in department stores, some in drugstores, some even I borrowed from my dressing room at the studio. But this is only the tip of the iceberg. Look at the makeup I've got in that drawer. And in that drawer. Well, now maybe this is a little more than you have in your drawers, but I'll bet you're not that far behind. And how much of it gets used? Not much. So why do I have all this makeup? Well, because in the store lights, the color looks good in the case, and it looks good on me. And then I get it home, and it doesn't look the same. I can't get it to coordinate with the other colors that I'm wearing to save my life. So, after years of this, I wind up with drawers full of barely used cosmetics. But today, I can do this. And this. Whoa. Let me explain. You see, a few months ago, I was flipping through the channels on my TV, and I came across Ally McGraw sitting in a living room with Lisa Hartman talking about a new makeup line. Well, at first I thought, what the world needs is really another makeup line, but I had to admit it was pretty interesting to watch. It was interesting, but it was hard to believe that there was anything new that would be that different or that much better than what I was already using. Anyway, as the program went on, I realized that the makeup artist that created the new line Ally was talking about was Victoria Jackson. Victoria's long been considered one of the hottest makeup artists in Hollywood and had done my makeup for a session several years ago.
so I kept watching. I liked what I saw. Victoria felt the same way about makeup that I do. I prefer the natural, no makeup look. And what I really liked was how she divided her colors into color-coordinated kits so you couldn't make any mistakes. Why hasn't anybody discovered this before? I mean, the concept was ingenious. And then when I saw that she was including a video showing all of her shortcuts and makeover techniques, I was really tempted. I mean, so much so that I almost called the 800 number and ordered it. But the fact is, I've never ordered anything from television, and I just didn't do it. Well, now I find out that most of the women I talk with went through the same thing. They saw it. They liked it. They almost ordered it, but they didn't. Well, my story doesn't stop here. I found out that lots of actors use her makeup and are raving about it. Ally McGraw had been using it for over 5 years and swore that there was nothing else like it. So finally, I decided to go ahead and try one of her color kits and see for myself if her makeup was really that good, that different. So I got it, and I used it. And all I can say is, it really is different. I mean, I've never tried anything that even came close. I told Victoria that if she ever did another commercial program for her line, I wanted to be in it because I wanted to tell women that at last there's something out there that really is different, that can make them look a lot more beautiful without looking overly made up. I mean, how many millions of women were out there just like me that almost made that call, but didn't? So, here I am. And in just a moment, Ally and Victoria are going to join me downstairs and show you Victoria's latest, more beauty breakthroughs for the 1990s. Well, just in case you didn't see the first beauty breakthroughs, I'm here with Ally McGraw. Hi. And this is Victoria Jackson. I want to tell you that I read in the Los Angeles Times that you have had an absolute phenomenal response to the commercials that you guys have done.
It's been incredible. I mean, it's just overwhelming. From the first week we were on TV, we were selling 10,000 kits a week. It's been unbelievable.
You know, the most amazing thing is people were, in the beginning, stopping me in the street and airports and supermarkets and saying, tell me the truth, do you really use Victoria Jackson? But now they stop me and say, you know, I've been using Victoria Jackson and it's great, just like you said it was. It's an amazing growth in just that quick period of months.
Oh, yeah.
To what do you attribute the incredible response?
I just think it, you know, maybe it's just I think it was really timely for the 90s. I think women really wanted to hear what we were talking about, a real no makeup, colors that were all coordinated for you, real natural look. Plus, you know, you get all this product, but you're also getting a tape, so you're learning how to put everything on. And, you know, there was a lot of instruction, and I think women were just like, they felt reassured that not only am I going to get product, but I'm going to try this because I think maybe I'll learn a little bit too.
What kind of feedback do you get from people who've actually used the product, your customers? Do they reorder?
Oh, I mean, this has been the best part. I mean, everybody reorders because they love the product, and that's part of what I read in this mail. I mean, women from all over the country write me letters just saying how incredible it is. And, I mean, I've never done anything like this before, so when I started receiving all this mail, it was just unbelievable because people are always coming up to me and saying, you know, I saw your show and I almost ordered, but I didn't know and I was afraid, and you know how all that goes, and I tell them, no, it's the best, and so when I was reading the mail, and women were really saying, you know, I love it, and it's great, it was really inspiring. So earlier on, we met with some of the women, some of the customers, and I mean, they can tell you better from their own. What they had to say was just amazing. I mean, they loved the products, and it was great to hear.
I wanted to see that tape, and we can
let's take a look
at it right now.
Other women who use other products, their faces look really heavy, real cakey, and when you're really up close, a person can tell. With Victoria's makeup, it's so light, you barely wear any, and it's amazing that hardly any makeup can make you look so good.
Another reason that I love Victoria's makeup so much is that I am pregnant right now, and my skin has gone through a variety of changes. I've had some blotchiness, and it's gone from oily to dry and dry to oily, and it seemed like no matter what was happening in my skin, her makeup gave me a beautiful, even coverage and made me feel like my skin was still light and airy and as though it could breathe, which a lot of makeup doesn't let you feel that way. And I could use just a small amount, and it still gave me a beautiful coverage.
And everything works.
all the techniques. The makeup goes on just beautifully. It's flawless. You have to do just a very little amount, and it works. And that's the beauty of it, and that's what I like.
I liked the video because it showed me exactly how to put makeup on, which nobody had ever done before. The products, everything's color coordinated. You don't need a professional to show you how to put it on. It's just a fantastic product.
I've been working in the same office, law office in Philadelphia, for almost 3 years, every day. And no one has ever complimented me on the way that I look. But the first day that I used Victoria's makeup, the very first day, I got so many compliments of how I looked that it really made me feel really nice, really special.
I've used the same brand of makeup for 20 years, and nobody was going to get me to change. But I saw Victoria's program, and there were several things I liked about it, but I was a little leery. But I did like the guarantee, and I knew I could send it all back. So I thought I'd try it. Still a little apprehensive, but I tried it, and I didn't tell anybody at all. I went to work the first day, and people asked me, what did you do differently? And I had forgotten, nothing important, and then I realized I was using some new makeup. And they said, you look wonderful. I said, that's all I needed to hear. I look good, I feel good, I'm never going to switch.
I know just how they feel. It's easy to see the difference that your makeup and your techniques can make. Victoria, now your video is really a fine example of makeup application technique and everything, but I've got to say, you really make the transformations look awfully easy.
Well, it is easy, and it should be easy, and that's why I really wanted that to come across in the tape. I really took the time to go through step by step, and women could see the makeup evolving very naturally and easily, and that they have all the time to sort of, put their tape on, stop and rewind and go back and get it right. But it's got to be easy, Meredith, I mean, we just don't have time to mess around with it not being easy.
But something as wonderful as the makeovers are, I still hear people saying, yeah, but it's really the haircut. Haven't you heard that?
It is the hair.
No, it's not the hair. It's not the hair. And because I didn't want anybody to say that to me again, we did some makeovers where the hair is exactly the same. And, I mean, the pictures, you've just got to see the pictures. I mean, they look great. And notice the hair.
Okay.
Let's take a look.
I love the way you look. I see you change. A second take I took. I see you change. Baby. Oh, baby. Baby. I love the way you look. Love the way you look. Should be on the cover of a book. Love the way you look. Love the way you look. Can't believe my eyes. I see you change. It's such a nice surprise. I see you change. Baby. Oh, baby. Baby. I love the way you look. Love the way you look. Was that the earth that shook? Or just the way you look? The way you look. Was that the earth that shook? I love the way you look. Love the way you look.
Well, that ought to put an end to that misconception once and for all.
I hope so. I know you have some new things included in the new offer. Could you maybe show us what your customers are going to get?
Well, let me tell you everything that you're going to get when you open your little box of goodies. Okay, first you get the foundation, which has 2 shades. So they're really, obviously they're going to match to your own skin tone. You get the sponge included. You get a pressed powder. You get 4 shades of lipstick, one of which is a powder lipstick, which is great when it goes on top of the other lipsticks for a nice sort of shimmery finish. And you get these 3 shades of lipstick that are just wonderful. You can blend them, create your own colors. They're just really fun. You get your lip pencil. You have 4 eyeshadows and 2 eye pencils. You've got to have a black and a brown pencil. And you've got to have an eyebrow pencil. And you're also getting my 2-sided mascara with the clear gel on one side and the traditional black on the other. So when you're using this clear gel, it's great for thickening your lashes, and you've got them both right here. It's really handy.
Now, that was all in the original goodie box.
Right.
But isn't it true that you've got something new for this year?
I do. I have now, as if this isn't enough, right? You get this whole box you're going to open. There's a whole line of skincare, and these products are great. There's 5 products, and I really wanted skincare products that would work really well with the makeup, just so that they'd be very light, so they'd almost like prepare your face for the makeup being very sheer, because I don't like as well in skincare. I know you don't like anything that's greasy or heavy feeling.
No, I don't like to feel any residue.
Yeah, nothing oily, so they're all really very, very light. And one of my favorite products you start off with is the eye makeup remover and facial cleanser. It really does 2 things in one product, and it's like water. You just put it on, and you'd swear it's water, and it's so gentle. It takes off your eye makeup. Is it water? It's not water. We've got a few little secret ingredients in there, but it's very gentle and takes off your eye makeup, and it doesn't sting or burn, because a lot of times they burn, and yet it's still gentle enough. It'll clean your face, but you don't have there's no residue. It's not heavy. It's the best. And then there's the toning mist. It's almost like a freshener, and it really helps to set your makeup, so it makes it last longer.